Sometimes you might need a pick-me-up, a push in the right direction, some words that help put you back on track. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast with your motivational moment.
Good morning, Monday. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast with your motivational moment for your Monday. I'm your host, director, CEO of the show, Chris Jaggs, and I'm here to give your Monday the start it needs. Now, we have the straight-talking Carla Harris for this episode. Now, Carla worked on Wall Street for almost 27 years, and in her own words, she has certainly learned plenty. In this clip, Carla shares a clever insight and an effective technique about one of the best ways that anyone, you, me, the man next door, the lady across the road, can train our minds to. Enough from me, here is Carla.
The last pearl that I want to leave you with is the perception pearl. It is the most important thing that I learned after 2.5 decades on the street that will absolutely impact your ability to maximize your success in the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. Perception is the co-pilot to reality. How people perceive you will directly impact how they deal with you. And it's important that if you want to maximize your success, you should understand the perception that exists about you in the marketplace. What lens are they looking through when they are looking at you? And if you want to maximize your success in the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in, it is imperative that you understand the adjectives that are associated with success for the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. If you would like to manage a large group of people, but you are not perceived as being motivational, inspirational, and organized, it doesn't matter that you can. It doesn't even matter that you did. You won't get the opportunity to do that if you are not perceived as such. If you would like to manage a large P&L, but you are not perceived as being analytical, quantitative, strategic, doesn't matter that you can. Doesn't even matter that you did. You won't get the opportunity to do that if you are not perceived as such. So when I say this to people, they say to me all the time, well, Carla, I am who I am. I can't make anybody think about me in a certain way. If you remember nothing else about our time together tonight, remember that you can train people to think about you in the way that you want them to think about you. And how do you do that? You pick 3 adjectives that you would like people to use to describe you when you are not in the room. And why do I say when you're not in the room? It's because all of the important decisions about your career will be made when you are not in the room. Compensation decisions will be made when you're not in the room. Promotion decisions will be made when you're not in the room. And new assignments will be given out when you are not in the room. So how do you want people to describe you when you're not in the room? Pick 3 adjectives that are absolutely consistent with who you really are. As you have heard, I'm a big fan of the authenticity point. It is your distinct competitive advantage. So pick 3 adjectives that are consistent with who you really are. However, pick 3 adjectives that are valued in that organization. And if you don't know what's valued in that organization, you can go to the organization's website. There isn't an organization today that doesn't describe itself or its values on its website. And if they don't, think about what they told you when they hired you. Oh, Jill, we hired you for the following 2 reasons. Oh, Mary, you beat out these 3 candidates for these 3 reasons. They told you then what they valued about you. So the trick is to continue to improve upon that which they value. The 3 adjectives that are consistent with who you really are, the 3 adjectives that are valued in that organization, where they intersect is how you must behave consistently if you want to train people to think about you in a certain way. Consistent behavior around those 3 adjectives. And the story that I love to tell was 5 to 6 years into my career, I had a very senior managing director say to me, you know, you're smart, you work hard, but I don't think you're tough enough for this business. Now, my first reaction is, what is he smoking? You can call Carla Harris a lot of things, but ain't tough, I ain't one of them. But then I said, wait a minute. Suppose this guy is not pulling my leg. Suppose he really doesn't think that I'm tough enough at this business. And as you might imagine, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that you want to be thought of as a woman on Wall Street is not tough. So after I got that feedback, I said, okay, I know what I'll do. For 90 days, I decided I would walk tough, talk tough, eat tough, drink tough, use tough in my language, because it's important that if you want to train people to think about you in a certain way, you must have consistent behavior around those three adjectives. And you must use this language in your environment, particularly when you are talking about yourself. So I had a reputation of being very good at critiquing management presentations, so much so that before we took a company on the road for a multi-billion-dollar IPO or multi-hundred-million-dollar common stock transaction, my colleagues would often ask me to come into the room and listen to that CEO's presentation and give that CEO some feedback, even when it was not my deal. So the next time someone asked me to do that, after I gotten that feedback, I said, wait a minute, tell me a little bit about this CEO. Is this guy sensitive? Does he have a thin skin? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings because you know I'm tough. And I kept using this language over and over and over to describe myself. And sure enough, in about 90 days it worked. I was behind a team of people. They didn't know I was behind them. The VP was beating up the poor associate. Do you have the backup analysis? Do you have the synergy analysis? We're going to see Carla Harris. And you know, she's so tough. So they will start to think about you in that way if you have consistent behavior around those three adjectives. But it is imperative, ladies and gentlemen, that you understand the adjectives that are associated with success for the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. And particularly if you are interviewing for a job, your prerequisite experience is not the predominant factor in the affirmative decision to give you that job. It is about understanding what the buyer is really buying. What adjectives are associated with success for the job that you aspire to get at that point? Every class that you have had, every relationship that you have or you have had, and every experience that you have had has uniquely informed your ability to maximize your success in the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. It is about having an expect to win mentality. Winners may ask when, they may ask how, but they never ask if, because they know how the story ends. So it's important that you own your power and recognize that if you have gotten to this seat tonight, that you have everything that you need in order to lead successfully, no matter what organization, what industry vertical, or what you might aspire to do.
That video can be found on YouTube and is called How to Own Your Power Presentation, Carla Harris. Take the Lead, and is published by the Take the Lead Women YouTube channel. The video itself, the full video, is about 20 minutes long and it's definitely worth having a little watch for. Now, if you are pumped up and ready to go, come get yourself on my calendar, book your free 30-minute LDL power call. It's free after all. Why would you not want to do that? LDLcall.com is the place to book your spot. Now let's get ourselves moving in the right direction before you lose sight of it. Don't delay the big plans you have any longer. The time is now to start moving forward. So don't let that opportunity slip away another day. Now that is all we have for this episode. Have yourself an incredible rest of the day, rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast, bringing you all the motivational unicorns and inspirational rainbows you can need. Thanks for listening. You can find more motivational moments at learndeveloplive.com, and we'll be back to inspire you again tomorrow.